Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm doing something a bit different today. I figured I'd do a little video talking about detail painting since, here's the camera. If it'll focus. It doesn't want to focus. Yeah, I'm gonna paint the Guntank. Or, well, the pilot anyway. Now, yellow is definitely going to be the base. So I'm just going to be mixing the paints. Well, first, I need to mix them properly before I start mixing colors. And since it's a very small figure, I don't really need to use that much paint. Just a little bit of white, since the yellow of the pilot uniform is a little bit desaturated compared to this yellow. And yeah, this brush will work. Thankfully, I can check the color through this anyway to see what it's going to look like underneath the visor. And that seems almost right. Maybe a little bit more white. Just to make it a little bit brighter. Also, you should probably clean your, whatever you call these. Sorry. Anyway, that should be fine. I should probably use a smaller brush for this, but I don't think it really matters. Just do the pilot in the yellow, and I can add the details on top. It's such a small amount of paint that it's not really going to have any bleed through or anything, so hopefully that is at least mostly on screen. I actually can't lower my camera any closer than that, so I'm sorry. And like I said, I'll clean up around any edges that get a bit messy, so that's not anything to worry about. Alright, well, I'm gonna let that paint dry for a second, just so that I can add a second coat, since well, yellow's a bit of a light color to be putting on the medium gray, so it may take a little bit. I'll just pause the recording and get back to you in a minute. Alright, I'm just doing a little bit more paint down on the legs, just to get that nice bright yellow, because it's a little bit dark right now. There we go. Yeah, yellows and reds are some of the worst paints. Even if you have a white base underneath, it's still a pain to get them to go on evenly. So yeah, I'm being a little bit reckless, I guess it's the right word to use right now, by just painting it straight onto the plastic like this, but I figure it's so small it's probably not going to make a difference. And make sure that the arms look like they have a decent amount of mass along the sides, because it would look kind of weird if they were like paper thin. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Maybe another little bit on the legs, and also patch this up here on the chest, but otherwise it looks pretty good. Anyway, I'll let that dry for a little bit and touch up the last little bit, and then we can actually move on to some detailing. Alright, the base yellow is done. I have the black, white, and the blue for the visor there. However, there's supposed to be a little bit of a sort of magenta color. Well, actually, it's more like a violet for the straps on the suit. And while I could just get away with using blue, honestly, I think I would actually like to mix it. probably give me the color I want. If not, I can always adjust it slightly. That is fairly close, but that is way too much red, so let's just get this out of the way here. Add a bit more blue to it. Yeah, you see that? Sort of gray. I know, it's just sort of a bluish gray right now, but I just need to lighten it with white. Yeah, you see, that is almost right. It needs a little bit more red. Maybe not that much. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that's basically what the color looks like. So now I have that. I can just get that into a pile so it doesn't dry as quickly. Right. First up, I'm doing the black anyway, so for that, I'm not going to be using a brush, I'm going to be using a toothpick. However, I am going to sharpen the toothpick because that's a lot better for a brush. Just a little bit off this side. Basically, you want like a wooden knife. Whittle it down. That's probably fine. Of course, get the wood out of the way. And now, so I've got the black. That should be more than enough. I think black is such a dark color that it's not really a big deal. Yeah, even with something as dark as black. As you can see, it's definitely a bit of a mess right now, but I'm just going to clean this up real quickly. Alright, and using toothpicks, I've cleaned things up a little bit. I have the white on the shoulders and the gloves now. I'm going to do the stripe down the chest and the black stripe on the head as well. I will, like I've been saying, clean things up a bit further. But, yeah, it's actually not that hard to paint small pilot figures. Yeah, that is not... Come on, there we go. So anyway, let me finish this up and then I'll get a close-up of it. Now in retrospect, I probably could have used silver for this since it's going to be underneath blue plastic anyway, but it looks fine. You can, if I can get it into the actual light, you can see the white on the gloves, on the shoulders, the black across the chest, even the purple stripe, black stripe on the helmet, which I assure you I checked is accurate. And the white above it, which, I mean, it's supposed to be sort of a crest, but I mean, at this scale, what are you gonna do? It's actually not that hard to paint a miniature pilot at this scale, 1/144th. It doesn't really matter if the details are exactly right, because, I mean, you can see how small it is compared to my hand. It's not exactly something that's going to be that noticeable, especially since it goes underneath this anyway. So that looks perfectly fine. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe for... I will be reviewing the Guntank when it's done, so if you want to see that, hit the bell so that you'll get notified when I do upload the Guntank review. And as always, until next time, happy building.